By the
Let me
way,
ask you this question. Let me ask you this question. I got a question. Who do you like more upside-wise in March? Tennessee or Creighton?
Creighton.
Creighton.
Upside wise, because it's so much offensive potential. But I love the consistency of how Tennessee is going to go about it. You know what you're getting. You know what you're getting. And those dudes defend.
It's Creighton to me. Like, no questions.
All right.
No
Well,
questions.
let's turn to them because they made a huge statement on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
They beat a Xavier team that had won 13 of its last 14 games, and they beat them by 17. They held Sule Boom to one made field goal. One.
Wow.
Ryan Nembhard was outstanding in this game. He had close to a triple-double. Ark Kaluma did his thing. Ryan Kalkbrenner, we've talked about how much of a difference he made, but all 5 starters were in double figures, guys. I mean, this team, to me, they're 7-3 in the Big East. They're in the title chase as well because they're just so hard to beat in Omaha. And there's 3 teams at 9-2, and I'm putting them in that title chase. But I think Creighton is a lot closer now to what we thought that they were going to be back in November. They are one dangerous, dangerous team. And I've said this before, I'll say it again. Greg McDermott's guiding Creighton to 4 of 9 Big East tournament title games. He's lost all 4 of them. This is the year to me. It always feels like destiny that week at the Garden where it feels right. Creighton's going to get that first Big East tournament championship. They're going to this year, and it's going to be oh my gosh, what a story. They lost 6 in a row at one point, and now they're conference champions. But it really shouldn't be that surprising. It was the Kalkbrenner illness and a couple of other contributing factors, but you don't bet against Greg McDermott. His teams get better as the year goes on.
Yeah, this is why they're the best team in the league, and why they're the team that I feel the best about in March in the Big East. They can win games multiple different ways, right? They can get hot offensively. They have guys like Arthur Kaluma and Trey Alexander and Ryan Nembhard, even Baylor Scheinman. All those guys can go for 20, 25 on any given night, depending on how things kind of break down. They have guys that can make shots.
Yes.
They also have the best defensive player, or the best defensive big man in the conference. When you have an anchor like Kalkbrenner in and around the basket who doesn't foul, right? Who just gets in the way, it changes things. And I think what we saw with Xavier was that their weakness is the nights when they're not making shots, and there's going to be nights when you don't make shots, right? That's just the nature of basketball. The nights when they're not making shots, I don't know how they win a game. If they can't put up 90, 95 points, I don't know how they win.
Conversely,
I agree.
When Tennessee's not making shots, you know that they can keep it in the 50s.
Yeah.
So you can't have both ways. Don't sell the balls. Don't sell the balls because you know what you're
I'm
getting.
not selling the balls. I'm not selling.
Okay.
I said I think that they're like
sure.
I think they're very, very clearly to me one of the top 5 or 6 teams in the country. Oh God, here we go. And YouTube claims this, so now we can't make the money off of it. There you go.
Sorry. Hey, speaking of Big East, sorry to interrupt. Speaking of Big East, Olu Namaka played at Marquette from 98 to 2002. So I'm not crazy. I messed that up, but yeah, sorry.
You are all over the place,
dude.
Today.
I'm a disaster waiting to happen right now. I'm just a car wreck. This is what happens when Doster doesn't send a rundown. You're getting a crash course in ADD.
You know what?
It's the last time that this is ever going to happen. From now on, you're going to get detailed rundown. Tio, you're allowed to talk about this, and this.
You got to put me in boxes.
Rob,
you got to put me in boxes.
Rob, your argument on Creighton works really well with the pro thing because Ark Kaluma on his best day is a guy that's going to get significant looks.
Mm-hmm.
He just had to figure some things out. I thought he was trying to do too much earlier in the season. And Trey Alexander's a really dynamic talent. I mean, and then they have point guard play. Nembhard is a really good rebounder. And that might surprise people. For a guy his size, he's had multiple double-doubles this year. He had 11 points, 10 rebounds, 8 assists on Saturday. 8 assists. And guys, Kalkbrenner is very deserving of Big East Defensive Player of the Year again. He's already won it once.
Yep.
But not only is he great defensively, he's shooting over 70% from the floor. Now, you might say, well, a lot of those are dunks. All right, I don't really care. He was 8 and 9 on Saturday.
Yeah.
The guy, anytime he gets the point is Kalkbrenner he's not just their most important piece. I would argue that he is one of the most 15 valuable players.
Yeah.
15 to 20 valuable players in the sport nationally.
I'd put him in the top 10 just
How
because it's
about
proven.
that?
Yeah, I'd put it like most important players to their team. Kalkbrenner is up there. Simply, dude, we've seen proofs in the pudding. That's what my high school coach used to say. Proofs in the pudding. Like, look what they did without him. It was a disaster without him.
Yes.
So now, like the way they guard defensively, if they don't have him in the middle, like it's a problem. So, I'm with you.
So they're 7-3, and then you've got Xavier, Marquette, Providence, all at 9-2. Who's going to win this regular season? Man, is it going to be fun.
No one's going to win it outright. It's going to end up being there's like 2 or 3 teams tied at 16-4, 15-5. So
wow.
That's what it's going to end up being. I don't think there's going to be an outright winner. And if there is, it's going to be by like one game. This is going to be the wildest race. I said it the other day. I think that the race for a conference title in the Big East is going to be the most exciting race. And the place that you want to be for championship week, no question about it, Madison Square Garden. No doubt in my mind. That's going to be the best conference tournament because you're going to have the best semifinals, no matter who it ends up being, and no matter who finds a way to get there.